Is Cuyahoga County Auditor Frank Russo closer to being charged in a federal corruption case? Today, investigators drag Russo's son into court. It is a story that broke early this morning, and we've been following it on the air and on Newsnet5.com all day. Vincent Russo indicted today on bribery charges in connection to an ongoing federal investigation.
Investigators say the younger Russo was tied to the Maple Heights School District. On your side, Chief Investigator Ron Regan is live on 5 in downtown Cleveland outside the federal courthouse. And Ron, Vincent Russo spoke to you?
Well, he did. 31-year-old Vincent Russo pled not guilty to charges that he bribed local school officials in order to get business deals. But when I asked him about the charges, you could say his comments were closely guarded.
Do you have any comment at all?
31-year-old Vincent Russo is charged with bribery and conspiracy. He was arrested by FBI agents at his Willoughby Hills home early this morning. This indictment alleges that Russo bribed two former Maple Heights School District officials. Prosecutors say he gave them two widescreen TVs in exchange for business deals.
According to the charges, those televisions were bribes in return for business from the schools to companies represented by Mr. Russo.
Russo's father, County Auditor Frank Russo, remains under investigation, but was not mentioned in today's indictment. But a former top associate was. Sandy Klimkowski was a former top administrator for the county auditor and a former Maple Heights school board member. Vincent Russo allegedly gave those widescreen TVs to both Klimkowski and the school system's treasurer. And while Russo declined to comment on the charges, he did have this to say.
My only comment would be my wife is pregnant with twins at high risk, and I would appreciate it if the media would just tone it down a little bit. That's all I ask of you guys.
All right, now here's a quick scorecard on all of this. Vincent Russo today pleads not guilty. Sandy Klimkowski last October pled guilty to funneling more than $1 million in bribes to her old boss, County Auditor Frank Russo. And the treasurer of the Maple Heights school system just last week pled guilty in the deal we're talking about today. He pled guilty that he accepted bribes in that case. So you have to figure that with Klimkowski and the treasurer of the Maple Heights school district entering into plea agreements, cooperating with prosecutors, that what they had to say, the information they gave up, may have had a lot to do with today's arrest. Reporting live at the U.S. Courthouse, I'm Chief Investigator Ron Regan.
And yet every time we hear about a new indictment, we keep wondering where the trail's going to end, Ron.
It does, and this is what is happening in this case. They are building and building and building and building, and sources tell me they are hoping eventually to lead to literally a suffocating net that will end in indictments of two top county officials.
All right, Ron Regan, thanks very much. It has been almost 2 years since we first learned of the federal investigation into corruption in Cuyahoga County. Agents raided the homes of County Commissioner Jimmy DeMora and Auditor Frank Russo on July 28, 2008. So far, 30 people, including school employees and officials and private contractors, have either pled guilty or have been charged in connection to the investigation. Head to Newsnet5.com. We'll link you to the latest indictment, that of Frank Russo's son.